All right, I thought I would show you how we do our calzones here. So this is the mozzarella and the cream cheese that we start out with and melt it on the pan on the stove. Then we mix that mixture with 1 egg, which I mix first, and then add the flour and then add the melted cheeses. And then you kind of roll out your dough, and then you can put whatever you want on it. So my husband would like pepperoni and Canadian bacon, but I put a little bit of sauce as well, and a little bit of sauce goes a long way. You don't want to make it too wet or anything so the dough kind of rips or doesn't cook. So that's what I will do, and I will show you what it looks like. We're also putting the oven on 400, and it takes probably about 10 to 15 minutes. I kind of check on it in the oven. All right, so I usually spray before I lay the cheese down. All right, so that is 3 ounces of cream cheese and 2 1/4 cups of mozzarella cheese. We'll go ahead and mix that together, melt it down, and we'll go from there. All right, so while the cheese is cooking, I go ahead and get the dry ingredients and the egg mixed together. So this is it's a 1 1/4 cup of almond flour and then 1 egg, and I beat the egg up first and then add this. All right, so that's 1 cup and then another 1/4 cup. All right, I'll go ahead and mix that and then mix the cheese mixture with it. All right, so here's the dry ingredients. Well, here's the egg and the almond flour. Then you go ahead and mix the cheese with it. We're essentially just making the fathead dough for the calzone. So I just wanted to show you guys, this is how it starts with the cheese and the almond flour and egg. You want to mix it so it's not separated like this. You can see the dark and the light. You want to make sure it's all mixed together because that's the easiest way to roll out the dough. All right, and this is what it looks like when it's all mixed together. Now you can actually make 8 small mini pizzas out of this. Just cut it down, cut it down the middle. You can cut it, however many times you want. We tend to do 2, we divide it out to 8. Actually, we divide it into 4, and then 2 go to one pizza, 2 go to the other. We're gonna do calzones this time. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna make 2 big calzones. So we're just gonna cut it in half like this, and then 1 is mine and 1 is my husband's. So we're just gonna make big calzones. All right, and we've got a pan with parchment paper. You don't probably have to spray it, but I do just a little bit. And I spray it with the avocado spray that we get from Costco. It's the Chosen Foods. I believe it's 2 of these cans for $5.99, which is the cheapest place I could find it. All right, when you've kind of rolled it all out, we use garlic salt. You could even do this when you're kneading the dough, but you can also put it on top so it's a little garlicky. And then I'll go ahead and put the toppings on. I'll probably do about a tablespoon of the Rouse homemade tomato basil sauce. I don't put very much. And then we're going to do Canadian bacon and pepperoni. And then we'll go ahead and finish it off with some mozzarella cheese. All right, so this is what it looks like with the pepperoni, the sauce, and then the pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and cheese. We're going to go ahead and fold it over and go ahead and pinch it so it stays all nice and close together. All right, and this is what it looks like. You just kind of we folded it over and then just kind of pinched the edges, rolled them up over so that nothing leaks out because we do have a little bit of sauce in there and cheese. So then we'll just kind of go ahead and make a couple of slits for the steam and stuff to get out. And plus it makes kind of a fun decoration on top. So we'll go ahead and put it in. I'll put it in for about 10 to 12 minutes and then see how it goes from there. Sometimes it needs until about 15 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I got both of them done. I'll go ahead and put it in the oven on 400 for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll check it in between. All right, and here's the finished calzones. So it looks pretty, looks pretty good underneath. Looks good. That ended up being 15 minutes. So I did 10 minutes and then it wasn't even done. And then I did another 5 minutes. So 15 minutes in the oven on 400.